comments then.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you've been here long enough. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. It's basketball week, ladies and gentlemen. We're having fun. We had Phil Lieb yesterday. We've got Scott McElravy today. We're going to get Josh Zink coming. You'll be facing the Cardinals later this year.
Good guy.
So yeah, we're getting set for high school basketball season, ladies and gentlemen, here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to have a good time with Scott as we talk about the Fairfield Mules high school basketball team. They've got some holes to fill and some folks to fill the holes, right?
We do.
That's the plan. Yep. That's it always. And then we're going to have a heartfelt discussion later in the show about we're both how we both will miss Bob Knight desperately.
Sure. We will.
We are not going to have it.
We're not. We're not. How about just being Illini fans? Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That's
all. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
All right.
What is going on in and around your community, ladies and gentlemen? Today, on Tuesday, November 7th, I got to tell you, not a ton. It is the only thing I could find is up in Shumway, Illinois. Today at 4:00 today, the Enduring Freedom Distribution is going on. This is at the Enduring Freedom Ministries Food Pantry. That's on Southwest Street in Shumway. Again, it's today from at 4:00 until they get done. All Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, by the way, throughout the winter, the laundromat is open from 10 to 6, but you must call ahead if you want to use that. The distributions do include some hot meals, groceries, along with clothes and haircuts. If you want more information, give the folks at Enduring Freedom Enduring Freedom Ministries a call at 217-240-0059 or 217-868-5293. Place your name on the list. They'll be able to help your family out. That's a nice deal. Also, all services are free, and they're for folks in all counties. So if you can make it to Shumway, you get a chance to get your free haircut. Maybe my hair looks great because of the gal who does it. So, I mean, that's the only reason my hair looks. Your hair looks great.
I'm losing some. And I do know where Shumway is, being back
Shumway's
Cumberland County, just north of Effingham.
North of Effingham, right? On 33?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
Or 32, 33.
Somewhere out there.
It's head north of Effingham, you'll find Shumway.
Yep.
That's the way to go about that. Again, that'll be 4:00 today. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is Happy National Bittersweet Chocolate and Almonds Day, as it's a nice way to celebrate a good candy. Let's see, I wasn't ready for bittersweet almonds yet. On November 7th, National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day ushers in one of the most healthful ways to enjoy chocolate. Bittersweet chocolate is a chocolate liquor to which is, wait a minute. Bittersweet chocolate is chocolate liquor to which sugar, cocoa butter, and vanilla have been added. It has less sugar and more liquor. Am I reading that right? I guess I am reading. Than semi-sweet chocolate. However, the two of them may be interchangeable when baking. I did not know that. I had no idea there was such a thing called bittersweet chocolate. I thought it was semi-sweet chocolate.
You had me on that one. I've learned something.
I'm confused about this too. I had no idea.
We need to go get some and try.
I had no idea that bittersweet chocolate was a liquor. Who knew? That's interesting. There's another good look at some bittersweet chocolate. Recent studies reveal health benefits from eating small quantities of bittersweet chocolate. The addition of almonds increases the health benefits as well. Pairing the two of them gives you a delicious and healthy snack. Make them a part of your lunch or enjoy them as part of an afternoon snack. What year? I am going to ask you this and give you 50 years leeway either direction.
Okay.
In what year, Scott McElravy? This is, you're a teacher. You're used to quizzes.
Okay.
Do you have some years where the quizzes go easier than others with some classes, or?
In
our
bio,
kids-
we don't have a ton of years that we deal with. Maybe not as much as like history class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we have some.
No, I meant
So-
in some of the school classes.
Oh,
the
some of
the class years.
Oh, my
You got
goodness.
some classes that like
yeah.
quizzes.
Yeah, for
versus
sure.
other classes that say,
Yeah.
no, Mr. McElravy, that's the
absolutely.
stupidest question I've ever been asked.
Oh, yeah. Misinterpreted your question.
That's because it was asked poorly.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Okay, well let's check here. Okay, in this year, Eliza Smith included the only chocolate recipe in her cookbook, The Complete Housewife, printed by William Parks. The simple recipe combined grated bittersweet chocolate, orange, flour, water, and sugar, but with no almonds. What year do you think this initial chocolate recipe came out? And again, I'm going to give you, this is long enough ago, and I'm a nice enough guy. I'm gonna
50
give you
years.
50 years leeway,
So,
either direction.
This is an American.
This is not, I could have been American, but it is
Probably
maybe not
wasn't.
United States of America.
Okay, so maybe
that tells you a little
so
bit.
that dates it farther back than what I.
Well,
would've
that tells
thought,
you a little
maybe.
bit farther back. Yeah.
Let's go. Boy,
This isn't that.
1763.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I didn't.
1742.
Oh well, hey.
So yeah, you're within the 50 years.
I think by getting the clue, by you.
Yeah, that was nice of me. I probably shouldn't be
that helps a little bit.
Well,
I still didn't think I was going to be close. I didn't.
Well, that's the thing. It's like your classes, those
Oh, yeah.
biology classes. I mean, that stuff might be far enough out there that if you're not given a hint here and there,
Yeah, I
just
think there's
basically
kids
sit there talking to
that aren't too
yourself.
close either on some of their exams. Yeah, they like multiple choice and true false better than fill in the blank.
I'm hip.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, that's fine. What else going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Now you would know what this is. I had no idea what this particular thing
Okay.
was until
National Retinol Day.
I saw this. National Retinol Day. This is when people celebrate the most popular anti-aging skincare ingredient in the world. I had never heard of retinol. Have you ever? Do you know what this stuff is?
Well, I've heard of retina.
I know what a retinol is. Yeah,
No. My answer is no.
retinol is one of the most searched skincare ingredients in the world. As the gold standard of anti-aging ingredients, retinol is consistently recommended by dermatologists and heralded for its transformative effects on the skin. Usually, what people do, and I'm not going to zoom in because that would be just cruel. But what it does is it is for apparently eye bags.
Okay.
People.
So my wife may end up. I bet she knows.
Well,
bet she-
she's in healthcare.
Yeah, that's true.
You would think she would know.
Yeah, I would say.
But I had no idea. I
Yeah.
had never heard of retinol. So this is a nice. They started doing this 2 years ago. I don't know when retinol was invented or what the heck. Nobody told me about it. Here's one we can both get behind. However, ladies and gentlemen, National Merlot Day, International.
There we go.
Merlot Day. Each year on November 7th, International Merlot Day celebrates one of the world's most popular red wines. It's also a day to encourage those who've never had Merlot to give it a try. The word Merlot is thought to be a diminutive of the French merle, the French name for a blackbird, which is most likely refers to the color of the grape. Merlot wine was first produced in Bordeaux. Some mistakenly think that a different grape, Cabernet Sauvignon, was the widely planted in Bordeaux. However, that's not the case. More hectares of Bordeaux are devoted to growing Merlot than any other grape. It's also heavily grown in Italy as well as Israel. Is one of the heavily grown grapes. So cheers to International Merlot Day. Actually, I've traveled out to Washington, and they have a wonderful, where am I here? Which camera? That one camera.
Okay.
They have wonderful Merlot out in Washington, out in the Columbia Valley. You ever been out that way?
I have not.
Never.
You're talking Washington State?
Yes.
Yeah, I have not.
You need to go out there.
I would like to.
I mean, I don't care.
Maybe,
I don't know whether you like Merlot or not.
Maybe
and
when
I
the
don't much
Illini
care.
go to Washington, that'd be a stop to make.
You realize now you're just preaching at the choir.
Would that not be fun?
Because I was in, I went to the Maryland Illinois game.
Yes.
2 weeks ago or 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and while we were there, we made plans, not quite a pact, but an agreement that we're going to go to the Oregon game.
And that's next year.
This 24.
24.
Coming in
I would love to go
2024.
there too. That would.
So that's when they go.
I guess that's one of the cool things about having these new teams come in. It is weird seeing a Western Coast team in the Big Ten, but being able to travel, if you can, or have the opportunity
You
to go
know
out and
the worst
travel.
part about it?
What's that?
The worst part about planning on going to Oregon instead of just going to, a 2-day trip to Maryland to go see a football game, I'm there and back.
Yeah,
That's fine.
right.
Going out to Oregon, the ladies want to go too.
Oh, well.
That kind of messes up a football weekend.
Yeah,
It's
we're on the
football.
air, aren't we? So you gotta,
Yes, we are.
You got to be, you got to be appropriate. And say, that's great.
I would lie. I have sincerely and happily invited the ladies to go.
Well, you could say you do your thing, we do our thing.
That's
And
exactly
maybe
right.
that's how it needs to be.
That will probably exactly how that will go.
And then you meet up at the game.
After
Yeah.
the game, or
Yeah.
they won't go to the game.
Okay.
We're talking two different kinds of ladies here. My ladies don't go to football games. They're entirely agnostic when it comes to that. What do you want to see on TV, ladies and gentlemen? What's good on TV tonight? Here on this beautiful Tuesday, the 7th, there's college football. Action is going on. I'm going to need my cheaters. I may not. Ball State is at Northern Illinois tonight. I think that's on ESPN Plus. Central Michigan is at Western Michigan. That would be the Chippewas versus the Broncos, and that's on ESPNU channel 642. And on the Deuce, it is Ohio heading to Buffalo, taking on the Bulls. In NHL hockey tonight, the Red Wings will be at the Rangers on TNT at 6:30 p.m., channel 633. That'll be followed by the Devils at Colorado, also on TNT. And also the Blues are playing tonight on Bally at 7 o'clock, channel 630. No games scheduled in the NBA. I'm going to ask you. You will think about this. What you think of the NBA tournament?
I don't
in-season
know.
tournament.
I'll be
I'm not
honest, I
asking
don't-
you yet.
yeah.
I'm just warning you that I'm going to ask you that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, see, now you have time.
I'll have a
now
little-
you have time to come up with
I have some thoughts, but
an opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
We see. I don't know.
I'll be
I'm
ready.
not sure. I'm not sure how I like it either. I'm with you. Also tonight, NCAA basketball night 2 of NCAA basketball getting underway. The Hoosiers will be at home. Big Ten Network has a doubleheader. I'm not going to give you all the games, but that are on TV, but I'll give you a few. Florida Gulf Coast will be at Indiana. That's at 5:30 on Big Ten Network, channel 600. That'll be followed by the Wolverines from Michigan taking on the Bulldogs from UNC Asheville. And finally, it is Auburn at Baylor. That's on ESPN channel 601. And I'm bringing up this last one just because you and I might watch this. You might watch it too. At 6 o'clock tonight, Lemoyne, the Dolphins, are playing at Georgetown on Fox Sports 2.
Jaden Epps.
Channel 219. Get to
Yeah.
watch Jaden Epps.
Jaden Epps.
What was it in the exhibition game the other day? They had.
I think he had 48.
I think.
Something like that?
Didn't the team have like 51 or something like that? Yeah.
Both of our freshman guards that left the program went to very
Troubled schools.
easy to play at schools now.
There you go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Scott McElravy is here.
Yeah.
Fairfield Mules basketball coach. We are going to talk Mules hoops and plenty of other stuff when we return here on Big Talk. We'll be right back after these words.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Chapman's Furniture has the best prices every day. You can find them open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5 and located at 210, 300, and 306 West Main Street in Salem. Chapman's features a full line of furniture, including Ashley Furniture, bedding by Sealy and Bimco, and the largest selection of rugs in Southern Illinois. They have a huge selection of recliners, including lift and power, and wallpaper and border in stock at closeout prices. Call 618-548-2221 for the best price around.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. More than normal.
Yeah, more than normal.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here with Scott McElravy. He is the Fairfield Mules head basketball coach and coach. Boy, it just comes around quicker and quicker every year, doesn't it? The basketball season is back. This is your, 18th year at Fairfield now?
19th.
As a head coach.
Yes.
And before that, you coached with Tim for
7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, it just flies around quickly, doesn't it?
It's a long time.
I have had several discussions, and I should have warned you about this too. I've had several discussions, people asking me who were the best players, best teams over the course of the past. It's very difficult as someone who has been through all these teams in the past 25 years at Fairfield, let alone your own 18 as head coach. Could you pick a best team that you think you've had? Whether or not they had a COVID year or not, or something like that, it gets kind of tricky with the Mules, doesn't it?
It does. I would say the best 3 years were the 77 and 11 combined years.
Yeah.
And there would have been more wins there, Noah and Landon's senior year, without COVID.
Yeah,
I mean, you had a 17 and 2, and we're going backwards, 28 and 5,
Yeah.
and 32 and 3. And honestly, the 32 and 3 teams is my best overall team, in my opinion. They were also deeper.
Yeah.
And our second group could have started on a lot of teams that year. The 28 and 5 team, 5 for 5 was about as strong as the year before, but then the second five wasn't nearly the
You
same.
weren't quite as deep.
We were not nearly as deep.
And then you got a point though. That first year though of that three run, you had that was just an outstanding team. But I had people wondering actually, and what got folks to thinking this, I'll tell you, it was my friend Alexander and my friend Will. They watched they watched the volleyball team stub their toe. And I said, well, this is probably the best volleyball team Fairfield's ever had, and it's too bad they didn't, that they stumbled against Carmine, because this is one of the most successful. And we were trying to figure out, of course, they were thinking that the Lackey teams were probably better. And I thought, I said Lackey was a good team, but that team probably went about as far as it could have.
Carterville was ranked way higher than we were when we got
in the sectional.
Yes. They were really good, and we were not very deep. That team, I think we played about six-ish, 7 guys. And you don't like to pit teams against teams. Because even going back to volleyball, Chad's been blessed. He's had some fabulous teams.
He's had some fabulous teams.
So I don't even know if this was their best team. This was a great team. He's had 3 or 4, 5 really, really good teams. Which is kudos to them and their program.
Yeah,
I mean, that's super.
We said when we had Weeze here yesterday, we said congratulations.
And I felt just sick watching that.
How was how was the mood during the school the next day?
It was tough.
I figured, because there were a lot of kids went to those games.
Yep.
The Fairfield student body is typically pretty good about following their team.
I feel like Fairfield community is really good. When you have a winner, they travel. I mean, I rewatched our game against T-Town the other day.
Oh, really?
At Vandalia, and that Vandalia gym was absolutely packed.
I think we shot that game.
Goodness,
that was a heck of a game. That bright red gym.
And we had, that team. We were. I think we were 8 at the time. They were 6th.
Yeah.
So they were seated a couple better than us, but we'd beat them earlier, so love to have that one back. You always, like watching the girls the other day, like if you've ever coached anything, especially a head coach, and you see a game where, man, you just felt really confident that, hey, we feel like we have the better team. You just feel sick of your stomach, when you don't win. And people say it's just sports, whatever, but it's more than that sometimes. It's tough. It's tough.
It stays with it.
So you were talking about, it was Alexander and Will?
Alexander and
Will. So
I
I would say the 32-3, the 28-5 team, and even that 17-2 team.
Well, I mean, you can look at
those three teams were 3 of my best. I don't want to say 1, 2, 3, but they were 3 of my best.
Yeah.
And the Lackey team, the junior team with Lackey, the 20-9 team, they were really good too. Because we had
this was
Rogers and Fry.
That was during the run where you won the conference several
5 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then we took a few years break. Then we won it 3 in a row again.
Yeah.
And so fun times.
Fun times. Always rehashing. Last year, it's fun with the kids, but you didn't win as much as you'd have liked to have won on last year's squad.
No, and we knew we were losing a lot. I mean, we had Eric back, period. We knew our schedule was very tough. We started 2-8. In a good way, we finished 11-11. We finished, I think, 2nd in the conference, 2nd or 3rd, right there. So we were competitive. I liked how we finished. But, once again, we were really, really green, so to speak. We just did not. That's the least amount of varsity experience we'd had back in. I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, you hadn't lost that much.
Right.
You probably hadn't lost. Maybe, I bet the last time you had lost 4 starters or so off of the team might have been.
Even with Lackey and Gifford, we had 3 back the next year.
Yeah.
So I don't know when.
Well, I was thinking back to maybe
take a little bit of time.
When you had Reaver and that bunch, Reaver and Cessna, you'd have had a bunch of seniors on that squad.
Reaver, Cessna, Micah. The year ahead of them,
Derek Tucker and that group.
We had 3 seniors, 2 juniors that year.
Okay.
Yeah. So it might be number 1 in that regard. I don't know.
That's it.
Get back to you on that one.
Yeah, we're working through, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving ourselves therapy sessions, right?
You know, the problem with this is it's not 5 years we're talking about. So with each year added on, it makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
For that team, it's difficult to.
A lot of good guys. I mean,
a lot of good, clean, a lot of hard workers.
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about who's coming back on this year's squad, and talk about some of the expectations and the goals that you'll have for the team, and how much and what they've done to get into it.
We can do that. Yep.
We'll be right back after this word on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back in a second.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Florida. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, Cole Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mud hole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Okay, we just looked at it last year. You went 13-19 over the course of the season. You mentioned that you had 2-9, and then finished up 11-11, and that's the way of the world. Sometimes when you have times when you have when you have talent in the classes, times you don't have talent in the classes, and nothing to say bad about that about last year, because you got kids coming back that work hard. Tell me a little bit about some of the kids coming back.
Yeah, so we've got
you lost Eric Rogers, and that's about it, right?
Eric and Nick Easton came off the bench,
That's right.
and then Luke Duckworth started.
Nick Easton has his younger brother playing.
Cousin.
His cousin?
Is his cousin.
I thought they were brothers.
No, they are cousins.
Okay, well, thank you.
So Mr. Jake is a sophomore cousin.
Okay, I appreciate you making that clear before I say they're brothers over and over and over. On
you could. I don't think they care, but no, he's a good guy. Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a big senior class. We lost one, unfortunately, in football there with Luttrell going down.
That happened late in the year. Luttrell had probably been doing a lot of work getting ready for this year, hadn't he?
People had said Luttrell was, football, both of the boys, that's their first love.
Luttrell and Jay.
Yes. Luttrell had a good summer for us. We're really looking forward to having him, and it's just an unfortunate accident in practice, which It happens. I
So
mean,
he got rolled up.
you get rolled on, and it wouldn't have had to have even been football. You could have had an accident in a vehicle. You could have tripped, on something walking out of the house. So it was just
Stub your toe.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, but we have a lot of kids coming back, in that senior class.
Is Jay going to be able to play?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So Jay's,
because you lost Jay Snyder last year
Yeah.
due to his knee.
yeah.
It's just
So we lost one Snyder
Well, those kids are
last year,
snake
and
bit.
then the following year we lose the other one. But they do flip flop. Jay is back. I don't know if Trelby will be back by the end of the year.
there's a chance he can come back in. by
I don't
February?
know. I mean, we'd love for that too. He would.
He had surgery recently.
He
right?
did.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see, but no promises.
Still got starters coming back. Landon Harrelson's coming back.
Lane Tucker, Landon both started last year.
Are they seniors?
They are seniors. Trent Bliss started a game or two when we had some kids sick. And then, of course, Jay Snyder. And then Crescent White, Brendan Boyd came off the bench for us, played JV. And then we do have a senior transfer in this year from Waltonville, Jackson Lamchek,
Really?
6'5".
Waltonville, he transferred in, so you set up a game on the schedule to
Yeah.
play Waltonville
So-
just especially for that.
So ironically, we didn't even know he had moved in. Ethan, my younger son's playing golf. We're over at Mount Vernon. We're playing Waltonville. And a Waltonville parent came up and said, "Hey, have you met Jackson yet?" I'm like, "I don't know who Jackson is." And like they
what
went,
year is the boy?
he's a senior.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they said, well, he's that 6'5" kid that, and I have 6 classes in the science wing, how it's set up at Fairfield. If they're not in bio or chem, you don't
travel to
usually
the other
come
part.
down.
Yeah, they're not coming into the west.
No,
part.
no.
They're not coming into the west
And,
wing of the high school.
So I made a point of finding out who Jackson was. Yeah.
Well, now that's a pleasant surprise.
It is. He's a good kid.
6'5".
6'5", got a little bit of size. Don't know, where he fits in yet. We'll see, but he's been working hard, like in open gyms and things. So we'll see.
Well,
Yeah.
so you have about 4 or 5 seniors.
We have quite a few seniors, and then the junior class is small. I've got 3. Justice Dagg started some for us last year. My son Ethan and Callum Miller both played JV for us.
Tell me about Justice. I know that over his grade school career, and I'm assuming it's continued on. He just was a workaholic. He worked.
He loves basketball. He's grown a little bit up. He's
Good.
probably he's close to as tall as me, I would say. Still needs to grow out a little more.
Is he going to get to Ryland's height?
Boy, we hope. I think Dad and Mom hope that too, but don't know.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. And then
So if he's to your height, he's grown 3 or 4 inches.
he's grown some. Yeah.
So I guess the question is, what do you put him on the roster?
Oh, they all want to have a 6 in front of it. My son included. I'm like, now wait a second. And now Ethan is 5'11" We'll see.
Give him some orthotics in his shoes.
Yeah, I didn't give him great genetics. I think is the biggest thing. Jake Easton's our lone sophomore he'll definitely help. He's improved a lot. He'll be definite in the rotation with the varsity squad. And then we may have a couple freshmen this year.
Oh, really?
Too. Owen Gruen.
It's been a while since you had.
Well, Jake played a little bit last year, just because. And previously it was Lackey that played just a little bit. Yeah, we've been blessed over the years where we've had great depth. And so when our freshman boys usually aren't ready. It's kind of like with Coach Townsend, he'd say that too. Those good years, we just were stacked full of players that, we just didn't have, they got to play at their level.
Well, that's the thing. You have to, when you have freshmen who may be able to play, it's kind of a difficult juggling act. They don't have the quarters anymore, right?
They don't have quarters, no.
But you also want to make sure that the kids are getting enough time on the floor at various levels of
every coach,
right?
Yeah, every coach does it different. I've seen some coaches, pull up freshmen and play them 2 quarters strictly varsity, and I don't like to do that. I would rather than play 2 or 3 quarters JV, have a different role, which is probably more of a starring or alpha role scoring role, and then come in and off the bench in varsity. I'm not going to play a kid just varsity unless he's starting.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to give him as much time as possible. And there's different ways to do it. I mean, every coach has their ideas on that, and that's okay.
I tell you what, let's just take a quick break. We'll come back, talk a little bit about the Mules schedule and style of play and all that kind of thing. Because I was talking with Coach Lee, you kind of have to adjust your style of play to your players, don't you?
Yeah, we're not T-Town. They seem to just have the same kids or same looking kids every year.
Yeah. Chet gets the good,
Oh my goodness,
good size.
he does.
We'll be back here after this. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, "Together, we're going to rebuild." Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Big Talk. Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, talking today with Scott McElravy. By the way, where would I find, if I go online, I'm looking for, we've got schedule here, we'll talk about it in a minute. If I'm looking for a Fairfield schedule, is that on the webpage for the Mules? It's for the high school? It's not really, is it?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
I think old Jack Bullock will have it on maybe next Monday or whenever.
Yeah,
I don't
find
know.
all
But
the baseline view. Yeah, he hasn't released. Now, all right. Now, some coaches find Jack a little bit pestering. You sent him stuff, didn't you?
I did send him stuff.
See, a lot of there's coaches who won't send him stuff.
I know,
and that makes no sense to me.
And he'll call them out if they do.
I know. Yeah. That's why they think he's pestering.
Yeah, he's always treated me fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Neither here nor there.
And I love seeing what he puts on there is really good.
You mentioned you mentioned you've got one sophomore.
Jake Easton, a couple freshmen, Owen Gruen.
Now tell me about the freshmen.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you had some freshmen.
Owen Gruen, my first year in Fairfield, his dad Eric was a freshman in high school.
Oh, okay.
So my very first year teaching, I had his dad.
That was in the 90s.
98.
Yeah. How about that?
And then Jalen Mainers, he was the quarterback that everyone got to see,
He was all over the football field.
Both good kids, both good students, both above 6'3". which is nice.
You know, that helps a lot in basketball. I was talking with Coach Lieb about style play because we were talking about he brings his brother in to work with the bigs. So he brings Curtis in, and you don't really see a lot of huge post play in the Black Diamond Conference, do you? Or in Southern Illinois, or in high school basketball? Really,
no, I mean, it's kind of like football where, you know, you didn't used to see many quarterbacks throw over 3,000 yards.
Right.
And now you have a lot that reach 5,000 or close in a season.
The NFL.
NBA, I mean, I watched Victor Wembanyama last night, scored 38, and he's shooting threes and also dunking and running the floor, and he's 7'4".
That guy is like a freak human.
He is. So, like, you know, you didn't, I was a sophomore, I've said this before, when the three-point shot came in, so used to, you played a lot of 3 out to in and you dumped it inside.
Right. And
you clogged up the paint. And now a lot of teams spread out the floor and you do a lot of pick and rolls and dribble drives and back doors and you know, everybody needs to be able to shoot from the outside. I mean, you see it.
I mean, there's no back to the basket postman to speak of a whole lot. You'll see it sometimes.
Yeah, the Hamco kid last year was about as close as you're going to get.
And he was a senior.
He's gone.
Was the kid from Carmi the big 6'6" kid?
No, he's a junior just this year.
Oh.
Yeah, their class, they have 2 juniors still.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've been playing since their freshman year. The Edwards kid's back, so's Holloman, so's their point guard too, who I think was their quarterback in football, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they had a pretty solid football team.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just different. Jalen is more of a back to the basket. He can shoot it a little bit, but he is a little bit more of that old school big guy, which is kind of cool. Like I told you on break, the only bad thing about him, he's a Hoosier fan. So I told Gruen right.
We'll get to the Illini.
Gruen's an Illini fan. Not. Yeah.
We'll talk about Brad Underwood's squad here in a little bit. But okay, so then you've got your schedule. The one thing about the Mules schedule. For years, it has always been constructed to play anybody, anytime. Well, you play the outside of conference. You're looking for tough teams to play. Somebody might argue, now, why in the world then would you put a small school like Waltonville on your schedule this year? Do folks know anything about Waltonville?
Well, I mean, and that came from the fact that Sesser got into a post-Thanksgiving tournament. So
you had Sesser with Shane Garner for
we did, and those were good games. But then our schedules didn't match. So then we had a couple of different opportunities, and Waltonville is going to be one of the better 1As around. We just didn't have many choices, and I think sometimes that's, you know, we've had good success. So some of the schools that aren't as maybe talented, they're not going to come call and say, hey, can you come play us?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So,
what's the good though that you're able, if you're picking up a 1A school, you're able to pick up a 1A school with quite a bit of talent.
Yeah, and last year, you know, Sisney and Wayne City both were very good.
Yeah. You got Sisney and Wayne City back on the But other than those 3, your non-conference probably all 2A or bigger then, isn't it?
Yeah, and I forgot North Clay. North Clay was very good last year.
Yeah, well, North Clay be 1A as well.
They are. Yeah, we start out, in my opinion, one of the toughest, we'll call it 2A tournaments, Thanksgiving, around in the Capitol.
Who now? All right, I hate to say it on television. You can bat me down. The Capital Classic the last couple of years was kind of down a little bit, wasn't it?
It was.
In terms of teams and talent.
It was down a little bit. The Capital took care of that. They brought in T-Town again, and then Vincennes Lincoln, who's a 3A.
First year Lincoln
it is first year. They're just across the river, but they evidently beat Lawrenceville this summer.
Did they?
So Lawrenceville being a top 10 state team to start the year.
Speaking of schedule, you've got Lawrenceville on your schedule.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. So the Capital.
Counting the Capital Classic.
We start out with the host school, Lawrenceville.
At Lawrenceville.
They got to the Sweet 16 last year, and they have everybody back but one.
And the one that they don't have coming back was like their 5th starter.
Yes. Yeah. And so then we start out with Lawrenceville. then we go Mount Carmel, and then we play Lincoln. So that's our side.
Good grief. So Lawrenceville, Mount Carmel, and Lincoln?
Yes.
And then on the other side will be...
T-Town, Olney, Salem, and Red Hill.
Well, Red Hill's just got to be sitting there. What are we doing in this? They got to be sitting there thinking, what in the world are we doing in this?
That we've really tried, and I'll say this on air to Phil, we've tried to get Flora and Carmine in to make it the old NEC, but to no avail.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It's always good. It's always good to make the effort. Now, you mentioned Lawrenceville. You also play Chester.
We do.
And Newton, too, right?
So before Christmas, we're going to play Casey Westfield and Newton both in like a Friday, Saturday. We've done that the last 2 years. Newton beat Lawrenceville last year. I mean, they're just
They were about one of the few to beat Lawrenceville.
Them and Olney. I mean, so we're going to play, I think, 4 or 5 of the top LIC teams. I really think the LIC is loaded this year. I mean, any of those, they have 5 or 6 teams that could win our league.
Since I've got you here, and that gives me the opportunity to ask, and with the TVs running, you're not going to stand up and throw your coat or anything like Bob Knight. Are we going to, and I know it only happened last year because there was the sports, had snowstorms and snowouts and stuff. Is there a chance to get the wrestling basketball doubleheader again? That was fun.
That was fun. I don't know. That's probably a Coach T question. I don't know.
Yeah. Would you be up for such a thing?
Oh, yeah. I think Coach Griffith does a wonderful job with the guys, and I think this year they have a chance to be really good again.
Yeah.
Really good. They've got some
even
kids.
Though they lost
they lost Peyton Allen.
They lost Peyton Allen.
An absolute stud. Yeah, great kid too.
But he has a lot coming back.
He does.
Well, that's out.
That was fun. I mean, it was.
Well, it was a good time. It gave fans who would not normally see wrestling a chance to see it.
Yep.
And it gave actually some wrestling fans who would not normally go to a basketball game a chance to watch basketball.
Good community thing.
And also it knocked out a freshman game too. So we didn't have to watch freshmen. I'm just being a jerk.
Hey, and that you brought me that point. It's almost like now most of our freshman games are before the three triple header things.
Yeah,
goods and bads.
That's a long night.
It's a long night.
That's a long night.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after this talking. We're going to talk about the rest of the conference here with Scott McElravy, and then we might get into a little bit of Illini basketball. You're watching Big Talk. Back after this.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa Know-How.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa Know-How experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Scott McElravy, Fairfield High School basketball coach. As you see, he has been there. I think it's got him all 18 years. This is going to be your 19th. And you had, until last year, you had over 100 wins more than losses.
Yeah, we got to take care of that.
You got to get that back on the correct
over on the other side. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
A wonderful career. You're loving it. Are you having a good time?
You know, it's fun. There's always challenges to coaching and all that, but there's been way more positives than negatives. It's really cool to see former players.
Is it different coaching now than it was when you started?
Oh yeah,
head coaching.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The kids are the same, right?
I mean, they are. The social media part is different.
Probably makes a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get too caught up in some of that stuff, and just everybody has the world at their fingers now.
Yeah.
You know, you can pull up whatever. And in coaching, that's great, because if you can't find a drill, you're not trying.
Yeah, I guess
I mean, used to, you had to go to clinics and different things. Now all you have to do is just get on and.
And by the way, as a fan of the game and a media person, I really love Max Preps. If you get the opportunity to keep Max Preps up to date, I am all for that.
Okay.
and for that matter, Chet Snyder, he kept the stats up to date on there. That was really cool.
I've never done the stats. I mean, we have a program that has that. I could forward that to you.
That'd be beautiful.
We could do that.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
One other team, you were mentioning, we were talking about how tough the schedule is with Newton and with Casey and with Lawrenceville on it. I had forgotten that you used to play this team in a shootout setting. But now you've picked up Benton in a full-on, all-night JV and freshman thing.
And we said, why not? Let's just make the schedule tougher.
Ronnie Weinmiller is one of the most,
and he's a friend.
One of the best people in the world.
We coached together a couple years here at Fairfield. We've always stayed in good contact with each other. Whether we played in a shootout with them.
Benton any good this year?
They're very good. That sounds like a trend, doesn't it? Our schedule is very front loaded with tough teams. The RPI or SOS, strength of schedule, really high in the beginning, and then we get into the tournaments and our conference. And not that our conference is not tough, but
it's well, let's talk about the conference.
Play a lot of
You dropped Johnston City out of it when you brought Flora in a couple of years, and Johnston City traditionally had struggled over the past several years in basketball. You brought in Flora, a team that is now coming out of struggling.
Yes.
How does the conference look? As Carmi won it last year, they were pretty solid number one pick.
I would say they would be. Flora's up there too, and then the rest of us are all just kind of a lot the same.
It looked like Hamilton County was getting better too.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't think there's just a rollover team at all in the conference. And like you said, putting Flora in there instead of JC, our record overall against JC over the years was really well.
It was pretty good.
I informed Phil, and Phil knows this too, that he's the only BDC coach I have a losing record against. So he tends to throw that at me.
He wants to make sure you remember that.
Yeah, he said, Scott, you only have a couple more years here. So maybe we'll play Flora 5 times in his last year or something like that.
You need to pick him up a little bit.
It's close, but he's ahead. Yeah.
The tournaments you play in Carmi. What'd Carmi do this year? We got 5 or 6 teams.
I believe 5. It's us, Carmi, Harrisburg.
Full-on round robin.
Mount Vernon, Indiana, and Evansville Day.
Well, you get a chance. Evansville Day's coming back. You get a chance also to play Andy Fehrenbacher down there from Harrisburg. That's a good time.
Good guy. He's always treated me well, even when they were beating our brains in when he was the T-Town coach. I didn't ever get to beat him there at T-Town. It was
you beat him at Salem, I think. Well, maybe once or twice.
We did. Yeah, we did.
And then you're also what's El Dorado doing this year? They changing anything up? Bring anybody new in?
I don't think so. Of course, Heron will be.
Heron
and Massac will be 2 of the top teams there.
Golly, and Massac's not like they've got a good coach.
This is Coach Osman's 88th year. It's his son's senior. I think this might be his. He's got over 800 wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
I think he's 4th or 5th on the all-time list. He's way up there.
Of the state or the country?
Of the state, yeah. Yeah, he's been in it for a while.
He's been Coach
Yeah.
Osmond has been there for a little bit. Well, best of luck for the Mules. Okay, now high school basketball all aside.
Okay.
Tell me about Coach Underwood and the Illini. How are we going to be? How are the Illini going to do? You've seen them in person. You were there at the Kansas game.
Yep.
It was a very hopeful game for those of us and those fans who watched on television. What about the fans there? Did you all think the same thing?
Well, so I have a little bit of an in with the Illini, having Noah
We were going to
being there every day.
I didn't really want to bring that up.
Okay, so
I was going to try to keep that a secret so people didn't bug you.
That helps with practice to practice information. And then game tickets are always nice.
Game tickets are fun. Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, we got there early enough that we got to go down. And me being a lifelong Illini fan.
You were a fan when
I was
Bill
born.
Self,
Yes.
When Bill Self was there.
Yes, and
I was a fan.
I was really ticked when he left.
Yes, I was too.
But Sergio and Frankie Williams and Sean Harrington and
Marcus
Nate Mass
Griffin.
and Marcus, they were all down. We got to meet them. It was a meet and greet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. They were super nice. A lot of the old players were back. Didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Self, but it was nice. You could tell he was kind of soaking it in. Like this is,
Well, I was wondering what Bill Self thought about the whole thing. If he was, because this is the first time he's been back there in a competitive situation since he left.
Yep.
And granted, it was an exhibition, but is it true? Now, I read on Twitter, of course, you take that for what it's worth, that he had like some of the students moved from behind the Kansas bench. That's not true.
Now, if that happened, I did not see it.
Okay, well,
the students and the crowd overall was pretty welcoming towards him. They gave a different welcome towards Hunter Dickinson. But that was expected, I think, by everybody, including Hunter.
I love that.
It was fun, and it sure didn't feel like an exhibition game. Our good friend Weeze, and I got the mic tonight.
Brian was here last night.
He was throwing shade at us Illini fans for making too much out of it. So I love him. I love him, but I will say this about the Illini. I'm encouraged, but I'm also guarded. Because,
he asked if we were going to put
it's one game.
He asked if we were going to put a banner up for an exhibition win.
I'm going to be dead honest. I did not. I sent him some hate mail on that after that comment. But we are having dinner together tonight, so
good.
It's going to work out okay. We're still friends.
Bury the hatchet.
Yeah, he's an NC fan. I mean,
that makes no sense.
I
mean, that really makes no sense. Okay, Terrence Shannon Jr.
Love him.
He looked great last year.
Yeah.
He looked even better this year. How about Coleman Hawkins? You comfortable with Coleman Hawkins?
I think he's better, yeah.
Are you comfortable with Ty Rogers running the point?
So far, I love the SIU kid. Marcus Damask is better than I thought.
I told anybody who would listen to me, because I watched SIU probably about half as much as I watch Illinois.
Yeah.
And I told anybody who would listen, Marcus Damask is going to be a star at Illinois.
He's bigger than I thought. He's probably 6'6" at least.
And he's smart.
Handles the ball, can shoot it.
He's so smart. He plays
very smart.
He plays extremely bright.
I feel like the guys they got in, Quincy Guerrier had an awesome game. The Harmon kid, they're all tough old kids that just want to win. It's not how many minutes you're going to give me.
Where did the Harmon kid come from?
He came from Utah Valley, I think.
Okay.
But he's a Chicago kid from high school. So, and I think
how'd the Italian impress?
He got in a little bit. My person behind the scenes likes him. He's a little thin. So they're trying to put weight on him. But Nico, he's a really nice kid. Noah said, works hard. Is a point guard first type player.
Get that kid to Papa Del's or something like that.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to make it bigger, it'll be Fletch.
He's a big man. He's a scary dude.
I bet he is.
I don't think I'd want to cross him. But I really feel like they're a team that's going to be a fun team to watch. Now, after this year, they're going to lose a lot off of this team.
Hello, transfer portal.
Hello, transfer portal, and they have Marez Johnson.
I forgot about Marez.
Marez was there. He was sitting right in front of us.
Really?
I'm excited to see him play.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Scott, thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it.
Best of luck to the Mules.
A lot of fun.
Folks, we'll see y'all next time on Big Talk. Have a great day.